Let's talk Nick Bosa. Did Nick Bosa play in this game? Did he play week one? I mean, I heard that the Niners signed him to an extension right before the season started, and I heard that he's been around and at the facility suiting up. I just haven't seen him on the field, which is strange because usually he would play all the games and have a lot of sacks and make a huge impact. But now he doesn't seem to be making much of an impact at all. He drew a couple penalties in this game if he was out there. Someone wearing 97 with the Niners was out there, I think, and I think he drew a couple penalties, but like no sacks this season. Last year he had no sacks in the playoffs. He's gone 5 games in a row without a sack. And I know he just signed an extension. The Niners have a weird pattern of signing players to mondo extensions and then having those guys give you the worst season of their career right after. So maybe that's what's happening with Nick Bosa. Maybe there's something about how the Niners do business that sets this up. But you got to acknowledge that Bosa was doing this last year before he got the extension. He ran out of gas last year. No sacks in the playoffs. Really wasn't making a big impact before the playoffs started. Like, he was slowing down. Then he had the whole offseason to himself in Florida to do whatever the hell he does on his own with his dad and his brother. Came back in the best shape of his life. Everyone joking that as long as he doesn't have a beer belly, he can go out and play. No sacks. So a couple things we learned. Training camp matters. Offseason matters. And something is going on with Bosa, man. This has been going on since last year. They're giving this guy $34 million a year like he's a top quarterback. You make almost $2 million a game. You got to do more than this. They had to start blitzing because Bosa wasn't making an impact. They're paying him $34 million a year specifically so they don't have to call those blitzes. I'm concerned. He's had big time injuries in his past. He had a very meager end to his season last year. And his brother, who's only 2 years older than him, has really fallen off. He's not the player he was 3 years ago. He's had injuries. He doesn't produce like that anymore. I don't know. Maybe he did today. I didn't see what the Chargers did. But you look at Nick Bosa's older brother, who's 2 years older than him, how much better he was in his early 20s and his late 20s. Now you look at Nick Bosa, who's like 25. And he already looks like he was better last year, 23, 24. I don't know. Now watch, he'll probably have 17 sacks next week and I'll take it all back. But I think we've all been expecting that. Like, we don't really want to talk about it. Like, sure, Bosa hasn't had a sack in a while, but it's coming. When? Can they win a Super Bowl without Nick Bosa being the dominant Nick Bosa? I don't know. Maybe if their quarterback can hit a deep ball. So yeah, it's a very encouraging win. 2-0, wins a win, got more bad teams on deck, but like, that's a weird thing. This Nick Bosa thing is weird. How concerned are you about Nick Bosa right now? I'd love to know. How concerned? Not concerned at all? Or slightly, if you're being honest? Bet the Niners are slightly concerned. Bet Bosa's slightly concerned. This is very un-Bosa. Joseph Stockbridge says, can ask coach to tell me the best spots for food and activities in the DMV going next month. He's the guy to ask. He has his own YouTube channel. He's probably streaming right now. But he'll be on my channel Thursday. You know, the Niners play on Thursday this week? I had no idea. Pissing me off. Thursday Night Football sucks. Anyway, Keith Murphy, the unbeaten, says, I wouldn't be so fast to say Rams aren't going to the playoffs. They already beat Seattle and played as tough. I trust McVay. Okay? They could go to the playoffs. They're not going anywhere. They have like 4 good players. Manny PSF 95 says, if he can hit the deep ball, he'd be a franchise quarterback. Yup. Can he? Maybe. Chance Pot says, if Purdy can start to hit these deeper throws, there won't be many teams that can keep up with us. Glad to see the potential's there for him. Agree. Underthrow him, don't overthrow him, buddy. But that was the same thing we were saying about Jimmy, too. If he could just